Super exciting news. Our shirts have finally arrived in the mail. And if you didn't get a chance to get one, we're going to have another campaign going, and the link will be in the description below, and you can order yours. There's only 13 people in the whole world who have this shirt, and it's pretty awesome. Fits great. Comes in all different colors. Jeremy has a red one, and as you can see, I have the purple one, so we're really excited about that. We also picked up, just one second, honey. We also picked up this Skin So Soft, which it's quite nice for keeping the bugs away, and it doesn't smell as terrible as all the bug spray. It's just, it's a bath oil, but we just put it on our bodies, and we have a couple spray bottle ones that we just got as well, so we can spray it on, which is a little better because I'm super greasy. I just put it on my clothes, on my body, and it's actually been helping to really keep the bugs down, which is awesome because they are no fun out here. So we put it on her, and it smells way better. Considering bug spray has become our new perfume, it's great that we have one that actually smells decent. So we took the weekend off because you've probably noticed we haven't put out a video in a few days. And now we're going to start back again Mama, with the deck. Today we are going to put on our deck. That just seemed like, I know to some people it probably seems crazy that we're starting with our deck, but it was cheaper to do the deck than to buy the insulation and the flooring. And we want to make sure that we're going to have enough money once we put the floors down to get the walls up pretty quickly after, so it's not just sitting exposed through the rain and the bad weather. Mama. So right now, since we have the money for the deck, we thought we would start with that. And then hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll be able to get the flooring and the insulation and everything else done. So on the weekend, when we weren't working on the house, we had gone into Fredericton, the next biggest city, and closest to here, I guess. And we went looking at windows and doors and that sort of fun stuff. We didn't pick anything up, but we wanted to get ideas of prices that we'd be looking at. We also went into a scrap metal depot, and we got a bunch of shims cut for us. To put under the beams. We went to a scrap metal place and had these cut. I don't know how thick it is. I think 4 inches is what Jeremy said, and they're 1 foot long. And they're shims to go under the beams that we had built, because the poles from the post deck that we had put in, they weren't in the right spots. They weren't all in the right spots. So some of our beams, after we had built them, got shifted a little bit. And so we just want to make sure that the weight is evenly dispersed onto the beams where the seams are. I think I said that right. Hopefully I said that right. Anyway, so we went to the scrap metal place and got 8 of these for $40. Like, really awesome. Really good price. So while we weren't working on the house on the weekend, like I said, that's what we were doing. We went into the town or into the city, I guess, and looked at the windows and doors and got those shims cut. Just kind of shopping around for different prices on the wood as well. So from all the flooding and the fires and stuff, a lot of the wood is going up, which really sucks for us because we're just starting our home build. But whatever, it is what it is. So today we're going to be putting these shims in, and hopefully we'll have time to start on laying the deck boards. If not, then that will definitely be tomorrow's project. I'm also doing laundry today outside. So I did it on the weekend as well. And that was good, but we've had so much rain lately that I also took a load to the laundromat on Sunday after church. We stopped in at the laundromat and took a load in, and to be honest, I don't even find that it did a very good job. And I put it in the dryer and put the money in for the dryer, and when I went back to check it, it still wasn't dry. So I was like pretty annoyed and not going to go back to the laundromat. I'm just going to force myself to do laundry almost like every other day or something, because I only have 5-gallon pails, so I'm just going to have to do little bits at a time. I can't fit a lot of laundry. I got like a couple pairs of jeans. If I'm doing towels, it's a lot harder. I mean, I can only do a couple towels, so I'll probably have to just do laundry a little more often, as long as the weather's good, because I hang it outside, and then if it's still not dry in the evening, I'll bring it in for the evening. But I mean, we're living in a camper, so there's not really a lot of space for my big clothing rack and then us and everything, so it's kind of like takes up my living room having that in there, so that kind of sucks. But it is what it is, and it's better and cheaper than going to the laundromat, because to be honest, it didn't do a very good job. I could do it way better by hand. I'd rather just deal with having my living room full of laundry for like one night. So over here is my bucket that I'm going to be doing my laundry in. So I have my 5-gallon pail here, and I just put my laundry soap in it, and it's been soaking for a while. And I'll get my laundry plunger, just plunge it a little bit, then wring it all out and move it into a clean bucket of just water for rinsing, and then wring it out by hand and hang it on the line. So I know there's definitely better ways to go about doing this. And I do want to look into, I had seen somebody who had one bucket for washing, then another bucket they drilled a bunch of holes in, and that would be for rinsing. You'd pour this into the bucket with holes and then stick the rinsing, a heavy bucket full of clean water on top to kind of rinse it all out, and then pour, once the clothes have kind of like wrunged out a little bit, put it into the other bucket. So I am going to try that as soon as I go buy more buckets, because I really just don't want to drill a bunch of holes through one of my good buckets. We use a lot of water, and we have to go collect our water down at the stream down the road. So I have like just enough buckets right now that if I fill all of them, all three of us can shower and bath, and I can get all my dishes done during the day and stuff. So I really don't want to take away from one of my buckets by drilling holes in it. So that's another thing I have to put on my list, because I keep forgetting to get it every time I go to the store. I don't have it on a list, and I keep forgetting. So I'm going to put that on my list, and maybe next week I'll be able to show you a video with that laundry method. But for right now, this is the laundry method I am using. I will go and get my plunger. You've probably seen it in previous videos, but I'll show you again in case you didn't watch those, because they're quite old now. So here's the plunger, and these things are pretty awesome. It's called a mobile washer. They work really good. I was using them back in Ontario even before we moved here, doing laundry in my bathtub, and it just really helps to like swish it all around. It's not as great in a little bucket because there's not a lot of space for me to work it, you know? So it's almost better to use my hands in something like this. But you can see it really gets the water going at least, so that's good. And then maybe I'll just help it by moving some of the stuff around, bringing the bottom stuff up. Kind of keeps my hands from having to be in there 24/7 and totally drying them out. So it does help. Some of you may be thinking, why on earth do I choose to do laundry this way? But you know what? We spend less money in other places, like washing machines and electricity to run it, and that way we can enjoy our money in other areas. So now I will take all this and put it into a clean bucket, clear water, for the rinse cycle. Here's the bucket of clear water for rinsing, which isn't going to look very clean very soon, I'm sure. It won't be clear. And I have a smaller bucket here, as you can probably see, so I'm not going to be able to rinse it all at once. So I'll probably just do half, rinse it out, get them hung up on my clothing rack, and then I'll do the other half. And judging by my clothing rack, you'll be able to see how much laundry I got into these 5-gallon pails. And they do come out clean. I'm serious, they really do. So I like it seriously better than the laundromat is convenient for the fact that I don't do anything. And yeah, I can just put it in and walk away and go do my groceries or whatever. But it really doesn't do a good job. I really have found that a lot of times. Like, I don't use a laundromat a lot of times, but I mean, my washing machine, even I had at home, sometimes it would just not even, it looked like there was still soap on it, or I don't even know, just weird. This way I can make sure that they actually do look clean. No, I can't always get the stains out of white stuff, that's for sure. But maybe if I added a little bleach to my water, I probably could. So something to think about. And somebody told me that the sun is kind of like helps bleach clothes. So if you leave the stain side out in the sun when you're drying it, that'll really help to get the stains out as well. So that's something I have been trying. I mean, I don't really know. I can't really say that I've done it enough now to know. I remember in Ontario I did hang my clothes that way. I don't think I ever really noticed a difference, but maybe it was just my really good cleaning that I got the stains out myself. So this is getting pretty full now. So I'll just give it a quick go with this for rinsing. And then I will wring them out and hang them on my line. Wring them out and then put them on this little thing here, and I'll carry them over to my clothing line. My clothing rack, I should say. I don't have a clothing line yet. I do want Jeremy to build me one, and he will probably, maybe once the house is done, so we know where to put it. And to be honest, we just haven't made the time to do it. I guess you could do it right now. My neighbors were telling me about getting an umbrella, like an umbrella clothing rack, and they look really cool, and you just fold it in and out. So that might be something worth looking into as well. So I normally do it on my front deck and right beside the clothing rack, but we have some company today. Jeremy's friend just popped over for a quick visit to see the house. So they're out front there looking at the house, so I thought I'll just do it back here and then carry it over to the clothing rack that I set up on my little porch here, the pallet deck that Jeremy had built on the front of the camper. I just leave it there. All right, we'll get the next little bit in here to rinse. Now, am I going to do this forever and do laundry like this forever? No, I am definitely not. So I don't mind doing it right now. If we have more children, which hopefully we will, and then I'm busy with a new baby, and you know how much laundry a new baby produces, things like that, we'll definitely get some sort of manual washer. We've looked at some. We've gone into a place that sells a whole bunch of different solar equipment and off-grid stuff. It's an off-grid store, and they have either solar-powered, like very energy-efficient small washers, or there's manual foot pump washing machines, and I know you can get them on Amazon and stuff too. So we have looked at that, but to be honest, right now we just want to keep all of our money for the house build and focus on that with any extra cash flow that we do have, and not be spending it on something like a washing machine right now when I'm perfectly capable and healthy to do my own laundry, and I have the time. I mean, I have nothing but time. So for now, this works, but I will be investing in a different method at some point, especially if we do end up with more children, which hopefully we will. Now I'm going to take this load and go hang it on the clothing rack. So my 1 5-gallon pail, bucket, whatever, did this much laundry. I mean, it's not really a lot, but it's enough. That's for sure. That was all we had for today, so it worked out perfect. I'm also going to take you around and show you our garden. It's growing, and we're super excited. Oops, I'm knocking everything off the table along the way. Boys. All right. There's our deck boards, by the way. They just arrived this morning, so that's pretty awesome. They will be going on here shortly. Well, hopefully today. I mean, it's already probably 3 o'clock, and we need to lift these up with the farm jack over there. Lift up these beams and get the, oh man, get those metal things, shims, put under there. Here's the rest of the shims in this box. Yes, they somehow, for some reason, had a diaper box in there at the scrap metal depot. So here's the garden. Growing nicely, really. Except the strawberries. As you can see, the strawberries did absolutely nothing. They're over here. Those were the strawberries. Nothing at all. The shallots, not so great either. Like there's one, maybe one right here. So maybe 2 shallots. The potatoes look awesome, and so do the onions. So what we need to do today or tomorrow is get more soil and just load some more soil on top of the potatoes. And hopefully we'll be able to just get even more potatoes. The unfortunate thing is where we are, I mean, it's June, I think 12th today, and we still have frost at night some nights. Last night there was frost. A couple nights ago there was frost. And my tomato plant looks like it's actually dying already, and I'll bring you over to see it. And it's just so unfortunate because we're in June. Like, come on. Other people have a beautiful garden by now, and my garden is getting frosted on in the night. It's just not fair. My little tomato plant, we watered it. We do water it, but I don't know if it's the frost or what. Like, it looks really it looked way more lively this morning. Now it just looks brutal. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to add more soil to this because somebody had said tomato plants like a lot of soil. So I will add more and see, I don't know if somehow I can make it live, but I'm thinking it's the frost. A few nights in a row now we've had frost, and it just stinks. There's my laundry on the deck and the house. Man, it looks massive from this angle. Almost half of it's deck though, so yeah, pretty exciting. Be excited to see these walls go up. Hopefully in the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, we'll have some walls up. That'll be cool.